How's it going, my dream people? DrSlaking the Slacking Doctor back with week 3 of the EWT, and this week we are taking on Frosted and her Copenhagen Sawsbucks. And I haven't got the right team registered, so that looks like the right team, but it isn't because I did some last minute changes to the team. Shout out to Mid Pokemaster for letting me use his Jenny thing to get the last minute ones sorted. Otherwise I would have been bringing the wrong set, so let's make sure I bring all the right stuff here. Huge shout out to Eric for helping me mock a little bit today, or not today, sorry, this week. The mocks are kind of done like on my lunch at work / on my shift at work, so they were kind of half-baked mocks, but hey, we did them anyway, and that's what counts. So I think that's the right team. Let's go back. And we're back, guys. I made that cut there because I didn't know what we were going to do. This intro has probably been terrible. I should probably edit out a lot of the silent parts of this intro. But we've managed to find each other, we think. So, yeah, we're just waiting for it to connect. I mean, I've been recording for nearly 8 minutes now. Jesus, I'm definitely going to have to cut just a load of that crap out. But, yeah, we're back now. And we're going to play. So, I don't know what I've said in the intro because I don't know what I'm going to cut. Probably nearly all of it. But we're here. We're just waiting to connect to Frosted. Maybe I told you my team. Maybe I didn't. I will quickly run over it at team preview just in case, because I probably cut all of that out. So what does worry me is that we're still searching even though we found each other. Oh, there we go. Just as I was about to message say, this doesn't seem right. Okay, so let's check my opponent's team here. The Clefairy came and the Girder didn't come. Okay, so that's a huge bonus, the Girder not coming, because Eric kept screwing me with the damn Girder. The Bronzong didn't come, he kept screwing me with the Bronzong. This is not what I was expecting. Alright, so Stunfisk came, and Clefairy came. Alright, instead of Obstagoon, Bronzong or Girder. So, let's look at our endgame potential here. Hex looks very good on Rotom if I can get some things poisoned. Other than that, Thunderbolt is possible, but there's a few good Thunderbolt resists, so I don't see that being as useful. Does bring the ground type, so I've got to be careful about my Scarf Volt switches. Well, Cloyster might have been better in this game than I realised. If I'd gone for a standard Shell Smash set. Okay, in terms of leads, I think I'm going to lead off with my TERRAKION still, apply a ton of offensive pressure early on. I don't have anything really to hit an unaware Clefairy, but at the same time it's Clefairy, so famous last words, but I don't think it will do too much back to me, and I can probably pivot relatively comfortably into my Copperager on it. My speed on Copperager, I don't even know if I knew that Frosted had a Clefairy. I have this tendency to do this where I just see a Pokemon and go, that's a bad Pokemon, and I don't prep for it, and then I get 6-0'd by it. I lost to a Gloom off screen not long ago. No, not a good time. Not a good time. Who do outspeed the Clefairy easily, and Heavy Slam destroys it. So, yeah, okay, weird. Didn't expect that. Did expect that, though, so that's good. This is a good start for us. I'm just going to go straight for the Stone Edge. If I had to guess at my opponent switch into a Stone Edge, it would probably be the... or to this thing in particular, it would probably be either the Vaporeon or the Clefairy, both of which don't want to take a Stone Edge. I don't think the Stunfisk will come in here because it would fear a CC too much. So, yeah, hopefully we can land a Stone Edge. Hopefully we can connect and get some big damage off instantly. Obviously we want to pay attention to timer in this game. Frost's team is relatively bulky, and I know she's already had at least one game go to timer, so we do want to pay attention to that. Make sure we make our decisions quickly. I think I said I'd run through my team in case I didn't do it in the intro, because I don't know what was in the intro and what I cut out, but basically we've got Lumberry on TERRAKION so that we can stay on this thing, we don't have to worry about a Will-O-Wisp. This thing is just Sword Stance 3 attacks, as you would have seen, Edgequake plus CC. You might already have heard me say all this, I don't know. I've got Boots, Hazards, Cloyster. I did originally have Shell Smash, but I changed it up because I never really found the opportunity to get it set up. So I've got really defensive Boots, Hazards, Cloyster. I've got Goggles, Copperager. so that I can pivot in on the Ninetales and not take Ice Hail Chip, and so that if the Vileplume came, I could not take any. Please miss, don't miss. I mean, how much does that do? Not too much, not too much, but that's free Copperajah, as this thing probably wants to wish. So let's go into Darjeeling. You see here, I got the safety goggles, Scarf Rotom, and then Heavy Duty Boots. Mandibuzz rounds off the team, as well as Miracle Seed, Whimsicott with Tailwind for this time with Prankster. Not losing to Infiltrator, Tailwind, Whimsicott this time. I'm not repeating week 1, I've just gone Prankster on it. Whimsicott actually looks pretty good in this matchup, to be fair. As like a win con. Looks not bad at all, because if we can get rid of the Dragapult, we don't really want to take a Shadow Ball from Dragapult if it's like Specs or something. But if we can get rid of the Dragapult, we hit the Vaporeon, we outspeed the Ninetales with Chip, especially if we can get Rocks up, and it's not Boots. We can probably wear down the Rotom Heat, hopefully. We hit the Stunfisk, and then this Clefairy we're going to have to break. So it is Softboard and not Wish. That's not even bad. I don't even mind that, because that means that it's not healing up the rest of the team. So I'll take that. It'd be good to know if it's Unaware or Magic Guard, so I should think it would be Unaware. I think it gets both, right? That's not me being stupid. I mean, I don't... Clefairy's not something you often prep for, so let me look up Clefairy. In the meantime, I definitely want to just go for the Rocks here, because I expect the Rotom Heat to come out. And... yeah, it gets... oh no, it doesn't get Unaware, so it is Magic Guard, so that means next time I could potentially go to +2 on it. So do I want to make a double on the Rotom Heat coming out? No, because my team doesn't love Rotom Heat, so I'm just going to get the Stealth Rocks up. As this should be Rotom Heat, and I expect it would either want to Overheat, Volt Switch, Defog, or Will-O-Wisp. All of those mean that I can go into my Terrakion. It's a good job I looked at that Clefairy not getting Unaware. Good thinking. I'm proud of myself for not being stupid and just assuming that is something I would do. That sounds entirely like me. So no clue if this thing is Boots or not. If it's Defog, it looks like the Defog are on this team. If she's brought Defog, but either way, I'm just gonna go into Terrakion. If it's a Volt Switch, I'll take it. It's a Volt Switch. It's gonna give her the momentum. But I don't know what she wants to bring in hard on this thing. Whether it's going to be the little Clefairy again, or whether it's going to be something else. Am I still going to be able to take a Moonblast from Clefairy after that Volt Switch damage? Let's see. Non-offensive Clefairy with Moonblast should do... no, we should be able to take a Moonblast. So later on, if I don't take any more chip, and I do need to now preserve my HP on my Terrakion potentially, I can potentially just, yeah, get big damage off on this thing. I'm going to go into Darjeeling here because if she wants to double into the Rotom Heat, she can 100% do that, but we'll get to find out if it's Boots and then potentially take Rocks damage, which would be super clutch to know a little bit more. So, and then I can make a different pivot next time. But she just goes for the Moonblast, applying that pressure. That's fine. Doesn't do too much, so... Do we get to make a move, or is the game disconnected? Nope, we're back. We're back. All right. All right, I'm doing it. I see no reason not to do this. I don't think you stay in on Copperajah, and if you do, it's to Flamethrower, and I just don't think that's the line that you go for here. So we do see that we outspeed, assuming that she switched as well, but I think it's more than likely we're going to see the Rotom come back in, and that means that I can apply some offensive pressure here, which is what I want to do. So yeah. Is this Boots? Looks like it is. I'm not seeing Rock's chip come up. Yeah, it's Boots. Okay. So with that in mind, I'm just going to SD, because if she goes into Clefairy, I take one, and I can just Earthquake twice. I am trading a huge amount of health on my Terrakion to break through that, but then after that, Terrakion can start claiming kills, and that seems really, really huge. If she Volt Switches here, then that's a super good play. If she Volt Switches into Dragapult, that's a super good play. Maybe I should have, yeah, okay, it's okay. I didn't think that would be the play, but maybe I should have like considered it a bit more before just going for this play. So I'm going to EQ here. Her ground immunity is the Rotom, which doesn't want to be in on me at all. So I'm going to EQ. Could I just CC? I am Lumberry. How much does a Stunfisk take from a +2 CC? I'm adamant as well. Like, I'm a strong TERRAKION. Close combat won't KO, so I mean, Earthquake isn't even a guaranteed KO if it's max Fizz Death. I'm gonna go for it anyway because, you know, I'm gonna take my damage right now. I've just set up. I may as well take my damage. It has taken Rocks Chip, so after Stealth Rocks, actually, I think it will be. It's an 81% chance to KO. So whereas the close combat would be an 18% chance to KO if it was max Fizz Death. I don't think it's max Fizz Death, and it could be Sugarberry. It isn't Sugarberry. This is probably a KO, like I say, 81% chance. So we net our first KO of the game, and that frees up that Scarf Volt Switch, which is super nice. That could be super important. So Stunfisk goes down, and it also means Rocks aren't going up against me unless Clefairy is Rocks as well, but I don't think it is. I think she probably would have gone for Rocks on my switch earlier, maybe not. Anyway, TERRAKION claims the first KO, so super nice position there. We had to be a little bit aggressive, but I think it paid off, and we didn't take any damage really in the process, just that first Volt Switch, so that's a good line for us. That's a good line. I think that's solid. Let's see. Out comes this thing. Now, unfortunately, obviously my did we see an item? Did we see boots? I think we saw no. This is lagging like hell, which is a bit annoying. But hopefully it's not going to disconnect. Touch wood, and hopefully we have no timer issues. Let's see. I really want to know if this thing had boots on. I don't think I saw Chip there, so I think it must have boots. This is worrying. I wonder if it's freezing for her the same way. I apologize, guys. Obviously, we're just trying to make the best of a bad situation with the lag. I can see that my oh Jesus, my server is going crazy. My LAN server that I'm connected to is going crazy right now. So it might be we're about to DC on the LAN. In which case, obviously, we'll recreate back to this point, and I'll offer my apologies. But right now, it looks like we're back in. So did we see an item? Oh, we did. So it isn't boots. So that's great news. That means that it could be specs, though, which means it could KO me here, I believe. I am tempted just to take my KO if it can't. So let me just calc that. There's no way specs Ninetales wouldn't KO me from this range, right? I don't see why it wouldn't. That seems super... Yeah, I'm being too optimistic. It's going to KO me. So... yeah, I'm just going to go into the Elephant. Like, it's super bad that it's getting worn down this early, but with Rocks up, she can't bring this Ninetales in that many times. So I think it's an okay line. I think it's an okay line to take. What is that nickname? Pow. Okay, well, I hope it does not do that to my Elephant. Eric kept freezing me with the Ninetales in the mocks. I don't want to get frozen, please. I couldn't find a green t-shirt. I always try and get the outfit to match what I'm wearing, but I couldn't find a green t-shirt. Kind of looks like a Soviet symbol on my arm. Am I a communist now? Is that how it works? Has Pokemon converted me? I don't know. Yeah, I wanted a green t-shirt. I wanted a green t-shirt, but I couldn't find one, so I went with the Leaf t-shirt, the Grass Gym, whatever. But I don't know if it's the right choice I've made there. So let's calc this. I'd love to know how much this does to find out an item here. Nope, didn't see my HP, so no idea. No idea at all. Never mind. Didn't look like it. It looked like it did a chunk. Maybe. I don't know. So Rotom could come back out here. Now I've been really aggressive with my switch into TERRAKION on the Rotom already. So I don't really want to do that again. Is there another switch I can make? There it is. There's the DC. Alright guys, we'll be right back once we've recreated this. Alright guys, so we're back. We've been doing the recreation. As you can see, we're just back to a turn before where you guys saw. I go into Copperajah here as she Moonblasts. And then we're back to where we were. So I have done a calc in the meantime to see how much damage Ninetales would be doing with specs to Copperajah. Now I'm not going to look at Copperajah's HP number here and actually do the maths because I don't think that would be fair. I didn't see that in the actual recreation. But we can at least look at how much it does roughly and try and get an idea of if I think it's specs or whatever, because I knew roughly how much the HP bar moved before, etc, etc. So to me that damage looks huge. That looked like it did a lot, which suggests it is specs. I'm pretty sure this thing is specs. In which case, she has to switch. There's no way she stays in if she's specs. So I'm going to make the really aggressive play again. Okay, we get that right. We get that right. And that was the play I was probably going to make anyway. It was certainly the play I was looking at making. I thought the Rotom Heat would come in. That covers that. I didn't have a play that covered both, though. I really didn't. Because this is the only thing I really want in on the Rotom Heat. So this thing comes in now. I don't really fear this thing too much with a few of my mons here. So I'm actually going to go hard into the Whimsicott. I don't think Whimsicott's HP is vital here. I'm also really intrigued that she decided to revenge kill my Terrakion with the Ninetales rather than the Dragapult. I wonder if that suggests that the Dragapult either is not choiced in a way that it can KO me without sort of having to Draco. Potentially wouldn't have the damage output without clicking Draco or something. Or potentially if she just fears the Mandibuzz. She just thinks the Mandibuzz will wall the Dragapult set that she's brought, which is not impossible. So, anyway, here we are in on this thing. I don't really have a move that I can go for here that would... what are the potential switches into this? The potential switches into this are Clefairy, Rotom. I don't think it'd be the Ninetales. I think we're going to catch the Rotom again here. But to be on the safe side, no, fuck it. We're going to catch the Rotom. I'm determined to catch this thing and get another Stone Edge off. So I'm just going to make the play here. She switches first. What? That's Scarf Vaporeon. That's clutch. That's clutch info. I'm glad we switched because that is some killer info. I'm probably not lined up properly in my screen. I don't know. Obviously after recreation I've just been moved around closer to my computer. Okay, so that's Scarf and she goes into this thing. I can definitely take one from this thing, but I don't do enough back to really warrant staying in here. So I think what I want to do is I want to go into my Rotom, as she's not taking any chip from Rocks and not taking any chip from Hail. Essentially, I wish I still had my Trick Scarf on Rotom. That would have been spicy, but great to know it's Scarf Vaporeon. I need to be careful of that in the long game, but that means it's got no recovery, so we are chipping it down with those Rocks and that Hail that she's got going. I don't like taking chip on Rotom here, but I don't want to take too much chip on Copperaja. So she actually goes for the Rocks there. Interesting. Really interesting. I wonder if she'll stay in on this thing or if she'll pivot out. So it was Rocks on this, not the Stunfisk. That's good to know. She might fear the Trick. I think she should fear the Trick. And Scarf Volt Switch is now free, so I'm just going to get the momentum. If she chooses to stay in, I'm assuming it's either to Soft Boiled or to Moonblast, and I'll probably just go Copperaja in that case and try and get some offensive pressure back on. But I thought she would fear the Trick. Man, I wish I had got Trick still. That would have been real nice. So anyway, we Volt Switch out. We get a little bit of chip off on this thing. Problem is, I don't have great ways to break through what she's doing at the moment because she's just never giving me that Rotom with my Terrakion. She's never giving it to me, obviously knowing that's what I'm trying to force here. Yeah, knowing that's what I'm trying to force, she's just not letting me have it. So I'm going to have to force damage onto the Rotom in other ways. I'm just going to Power Whip here. If she goes into Rotom, it's going to take nothing. But if she wants to go into Vaporeon to cover the switch into Terrakion, that's fine. I'm trying to try and catch that Vaporeon switch because I think she's fearing me making that Terrakion double all the time. But then the Vaporeon switch doesn't hurt me. This probably wasn't the right play. It was the right play. I think she doesn't want to give me that Rotom because I've been making those aggressive doubles and she knows that she can't guard against Terrakion right now. So this was the right play. I just didn't think it was necessary because I could have switched in on Harold. It was really aggressive and I probably didn't need to make it. But I mean, it paid off, so I'm not going to complain now. But yeah, that was probably a little bit reckless from my end. It does mean that now she has to go Rotom on Copperaja in the future, which is potentially really good for us. Copperaja gets a KO. Okay, so that in terms of forcing positioning on the board works out really, really nicely for me as this thing does come out. I need my Copperaja, no doubt. I think she just probably T-bolts here. She could go for the Overheat, but I think it's more than likely going to just be a T-bolt. So I'm going to go into my Rotom. I don't think I'll die to overheat. Oh, this could be a really poor play, actually. Because it means that my... I don't think I have a lot of other options. I mean, this thing looks as though it's defensive. So maybe I could have stayed in. Would I have taken an overheat? I don't know. I don't know. I think I'm making the right play here. Because this thing just applies so much offensive pressure, and I don't want to lose to a bloody Clefairy because I can't break it. So, it might just be a Volt Switch, but I think a Volt Switch would be so brave. It's a Volt Switch. That's fine. We'll soak it up anyway, and then we get momentum back. So, it's kind of fine. The reason that I wasn't sure if that would be her play was just because it's I don't think it'd be Scarf Dragapult, so I think I can stay in on Dragapult. That's just what I'm thinking. Sorry. I didn't think that would be a play, because if I stayed in and called that, and that didn't KO my Copperajah, which it might not have done, then I would be claiming a KO right now. If I just clicked Heavy Slam, something would be dying. So that would have to be an incredibly ballsy play for me to make. So I don't blame her for not calling it, actually. Yeah, it's fine. Volt Switch wouldn't have killed my Copperajah, so... Alright, I don't think this thing is going to be Scarf, right? Scarf doesn't make a ton of sense here, does it? Because it will never break through Mandibuzz. I don't think Scarf makes a ton of sense. So this could be where I get my Shadow Ball bait off with Rotom, but I don't know how much we even do. We would KO depending on its bulk after Stealth Rock. I don't think Scarf makes a ton of sense against Mandibuzz. So, you know, and Scarf Vaporeon's already been revealed. I think it's double Scarf with Dragapult being a Scarf. I just don't think it's good enough against Mandibuzz, so fuck it, Scarf. Alright, do we take this? We don't take this. Shit. Shit. Okay, alright, well... No! Wait, what happened to my Rotom? It's my fault. It's my Rotom set. What the f... Did I bring the wrong Rotom? Shit, I changed the set and I didn't realise. I made it modest because I was like, I don't need to be that fast. Shit. Okay, alright. Well, let's say that's less than ideal. That's how we'll describe that. That's really bad. Now Tailwind is my win con. I didn't know that. I didn't know I'd done that. I'm sure my first Rotom that I built for this game was Timid, and then I changed it, I think, being aggressive. Man, I'm a fool. Oh, I'm a fool. Oh well, it's fine. Okay, I need to focus on the task at hand here. Knockoff is always my best play. It's physical as well, which is really bad. Like, I didn't want to see physical... Dragapult, we might lose, really. I don't know how I'm going to beat that thing. Cloyster is going to be so clutch now. At least I know that Cloyster's going to be clutch. Yes! And we get the boots off this thing. We get the boots off this thing, and I'll tell you one thing as well. This thing probably can't 1v1 me super well. It's probably going to go for the Volt Switch. And I can probably... I won't outspeed it, but I can probably roost it off. I'm going to go for that. I'm going to go for the roost here. Because Volt Switch, we're going to chew that up, Whisper Death. So, yeah. Yeah. That's the right play. Okay, this thing looks like it's a defensive set, so I was pretty confident that that was the play to make there. Man, Dragapult gets a KO. That's really bad for revenge killing a bunch of things, though. A bunch of things. I really needed my Scarf on Rotom. Oh, my Scarf Rotom. And I knew I was being aggressive, but... Man, that sucks. That really sucks. That was not the one that I wanted. Not the one that I wanted. We've played the early game really well, and then I've put myself in a bad position with my prep. If I'd been Timid Rotom, which I always should have been, we'd have been fine. We'd have been fine. I mean, assuming she's not Scarf, which she may well be. Okay, so this thing has to take another round of Rocks Chips, which is excellent. And I'm going to get back up to full now. I have the option to roost again here to see what it wants to do, what it wants to lock itself into. How much does that help me in the long run, or am I always just going Copperajah anyway? I'm always just going Copperajah anyway. Can I even take two with Copperajah at this point? I'm really not sure. I'm really not sure, but it's the only play I have. I'm going to have to break the Clefable another way. That seems loose. I don't know how I'm going to break a Clefairy any other way. I don't think I can make that play. I don't think I can make that play. So I think what I need to do here is I need to roost, scout out what she looks into, and maybe it's something that, yes, so Copperajah can probably come in on that. Copperajah can probably come in on that. We can actually stay in on that. Wow. We can fire for Toxic next turn. Okay. We take 2 of those, so I can Toxic next turn. We're baiting the freeze very badly, but I don't think this thing beats physical Dragapult anyway. So I think the Toxic is more valuable to me here to wear down this thing. We are 100% baiting the freeze, but my Copperajah is just so valuable to break through that Clefairy. And like I say, now that rocks are off the field, Copperajah forces in the Rotom, and it gets huge damage off on the Rotom, and potentially gives me doubles into Terrakion, which gets killed. So as that one gets a very different role to the first one. Alright, well, I'm going to stay in and roost because I don't think this thing is super useful. Now I know it's physical. Now I know it's physical Dragapult. I don't think this is super useful, and I don't know what the roles are. So I'm going to roost because that looks like we could take another one maybe. This is loose. This is a loose line of play, but I don't know what else I can do. I'm not letting my Copperajah get frozen or anything like that. That's not the play. Yeah, we die. Okay, well, I think that was just what I had to do. Yeah, I think that's what I had to do. So, yeah, I'm going to bring in my Whimsicott here. This is looking tough, guys. This is looking really tough. Me getting rid of that Rotom was not the one. It's really put me in a very difficult position. I should have just gone Mandibuzz always, and if Mandibuzz died, Mandibuzz died. But I should have made that play for sure. So anyway, Ninetales gets a KO. And I lose my other thing. All right, how much time have I got? Not a ton. Just going to Energy Ball. Just going to Energy Ball. I've got the Miracle Seed, so it's the most boosted thing. If she wants to go into Rotom, she has to take Rocks. She has to take Ice Chip. I'm fine with that. Yeah, I'm fine with that at this point. I'm fine with that because this thing is the only thing stopping my Copperajah from getting a KO, and now it doesn't stop my Copperajah from getting a KO. I do want to preserve my Tailwind. I do think that's really important. I don't have my switches into this thing anymore. So, do I think she just Volt Switches again? I do, because I don't think she wants to let Terrakion in. So, I'm going to Tailwind this turn. If I lose Whimsicott, I lose Whimsicott. My endgame's looking like it might be down to Cloyster anyway. Cloyster plus Copperajah maybe. It's going to be tough. It's going to be really, really tough. Let's hope that she Volt Switches here. That's the play that I'm kind of calling. It's a brave one. She goes for the Defog. Man, I wish I'd gone Terrakion. But now I can go Terrakion because if she Volt Switches, I'll take it. If she overheats, I'll take it. I'm under Tailwind, so I can start killing things. Okay, rocks are down. It's not ideal. I'm surprised it was T-Fog on Heavy Duty Boots. Didn't expect that. But it's fine. As the Pain Split comes out, I'm kind of okay with that. It's not going to get too much back off me. Yeah, not too much, not too much. And now I'm a Terrakion under Tailwind, so I'm looking pretty scary right now. Oh, do you know what looks scarier? This thing. Because if she goes Clefairy here, I can get my rocks up again. Nah, I'm gonna get stuck in a cycle. That's not gonna work. That's not gonna work. I'm gonna go for damage. I'm gonna go for damage and I'm gonna go for KOs. I need to start forcing some KOs right now. Stays in and goes for the Volt Switch. Okay, I thought it'd be hard Clefairy. Man, I wish I'd Stone Edged. I thought it'd be hard Clefairy, but that's fine. That's fine. We take that. We take that. So we're not gonna take another hit from the Clefairy. I think we have some residual chip on the Clefairy though, so I think this is a case of forcing a KO still. Yeah, maybe my play was just to edge because we already had chip on the Clefairy. Yeah, we did already have chip on the Clefairy, so I'm just gonna edge any. Can I possibly click Earthquake here? Is there any world in which that KOs? +2 Earthquake. At +2, there's no way, right? Nah, even Stone Edge probably isn't killing. It might, but Earthquake isn't. So we've got to land one. Come on, Lancaster, just land one for me, please. That would be great, because we're under Tailwind and we're at +2. We could probably net another KO. Please connect. Please die. Oh, that's good. That's good. That's really good. That's really good. That's really good. We've still got Tailwind in the back. That's looking pretty spicy. Clefairy goes down. This thing comes out here. I'm just going to CC. It's always my play. I'm going to check Tailwind's still up. If she goes Dragapult on the CC, then it's Brave. Like, I could Earthquake, but I think the Rotoms are more likely switched than the Dragapult. So, does this show me Hail? Oh, we're out of Tailwind. We're out of Tailwind. Alright, okay. I think that's out. So we're out of Tailwind. Okay. This thing's still super good into Tailwind, and Darjeeling now is much less necessary. So if she doubles here into the Dragapult, great play. She'll get a KO. And then get Cloyster in, and I can maybe do some damage. So, okay, Freeze Dry. Do we take 2 of these? 83 down to 45. We should. Please don't freeze me or anything. Okay. So the Rotom's still around. How brave do I need to be right now? Is there any sense in me going hard Terrakion? I don't think so. The Frost is up and stuff. I really don't need this thing. I can get Tailwind up later. I'm just going to Heat Crash. It hits this thing, and it hits the Rotom for more than Heavy Slam because it's only 1 time resisted instead of 4 times resisted. So if I'd made that play, we'd be looking real nice right now if I got into Terrak, but I don't think it was a necessary play. I really don't. As she would just Volt Switch to KO me here. But that will at least give me some momentum back. And she's got to take Ice Chip and stuff, so... Hail Chip, I should say. So, my plan this time is to... Heavy Slam. I'm not going to KO this thing with a heat Crash anyway, so if for some reason... I don't know. If for some reason... Yeah, like, if she missed her Overheat and I went for the Heavy Slam, like, I don't think I gained anything. So, okay. I don't want to let Cloyster take damage, so Cloyster's not my play here. My play is to go into my play is to go into Whimsicott, click Tailwind. We might take an Overheat at -2 from defensive Rotom, which got a KO there. Because I don't want to miss a Stone Edge going for Stone Edge, and I don't want to CC into Dragapult. That would be very not good. So I'm just going to Tailwind here. I don't think an Energy Ball would KO from this range, but after a round of Ice Chip it might. So if it lives this turn, we might be able to do something next turn. Do we live? I don't think we will. Or we do, but we'll die to Ice unless Hail ends now. Does Hail end now? Please end now. I don't think it does, though. No. So we're going to die to the Hail. But that's fine, because now Terrakion's in under Tailwind, and we've got a few turns to go crazy here. So I'm going to click CC. If she goes into Dragapult, then I got to land a Stone Edge. That's fine, but I don't think she'll go hard Dragapult, because if I did Stone Edge and landed it on this turn, that would be really bad. So I think I just CC here. She goes Dragapult. I think that is probably her best play, but I think my end game is still looking relatively good. So I don't want to choke and miss a Stone Edge on this Rotom and lose my Terrakion under Tailwind. That would be really bad. Yeah, okay. So Terrakion gets one. Gets another one, right? Because it's already got 2, so that's 3 for this game. Finally putting in work with that Terrakion. I think this is the best position for me. I'm sorry, I've had to really focus in this game. This game has been tough. I feel like my commentary, I've just kind of become aware that I'm actually recording a video. I've been really focused. We need wins. This season is so short. I started with an L. I don't like losing to start the season. So I have been super, like probably just really focused this game. Probably to the point where my commentary hasn't been excellent. But I apologize. So I think my play is to Earthquake here for damage, then I can Ice Shard, Specs Freeze Dry will kill my Cloister, so I can't do that. So I do have to Stone Edge still. This thing can still beat me. I can still lose here for sure. I really need to land this Stone Edge. Oh, thank fuck for that. Okay, I think as the Thunderbolt comes out. So it might be choice in some way. We might still lose. Because Cloister's really physically defensive, but I don't know if it can take a Specs Freeze Dry from Ninetales, and I don't think Ice Shard's going to kill. I think we're going to lose. I think we are going to lose here. I wish I was Sash, man. I wish I was Sash, but Ice Shard's always my play here. I think we're going to lose. I think I forced this as much as I could, but I don't think I had anything else I could do here. Maybe I needed my Whimsicott. Maybe that was the wrong play. Maybe I had to go TERRAKION and Stone Edge and risk missing it earlier. I really don't know. Yeah, I think I did. I think I sacked my Whimsicott to get that Tailwind up and it wasn't worth it. Oh well. What can you do? Okay, so 252 Freeze Dry to my Cloister. Even if it's choice Specs, looks as though it isn't killing. It looks like. My Ice Shard doesn't guarantee do enough, so I do have to Liquidation and risk getting frozen. Double Ice Shard plus Poison to a non-HP Ninetales would do 20%. I can't risk it. I'm going to Liquidation. I can't tell that damage roll. If I could see the exact damage roll, I probably should have done. I probably should have Ice Sharded. If we get frozen here, I think we lose. I think... Okay, she goes for the Moonblast. I don't think this will KO. That's stronger than Freeze Dry. I'm stupid. I mean, we wouldn't have KO'd with Ice Shard anyway. We just lost. Yeah. I didn't see Moonblast on the set because it was a bloody Aurora Veil set. That's why I was like, okay, Freeze Dry is the strongest move. Ah, man, I should have risked the Stone Edge. I don't even think we played that one that badly. It was mixed Dragapult as well. What could I have done different? Man, that sucks. If I had Ice Sharded there, she was definitely above 10%. So even if I'd got a crit, I don't think that was ever the play. Crit would have done maximum of 18%. I don't think that was a play. I think she was above 18%. Man, oh well. You guys, please do go and check out Frosted. GG to her. I'm gutted, but I'm not salty. Of course, she played really well. I felt like we played well that game. I felt like we really maintained the offensive pressure. I felt like we got a lot of the big calls right. Man, this like, no discredit to Frosted. She played super well as well. So I'm not trying to say like, but what I mean is I don't feel like we just got outplayed. Like I don't look back at that and be like, we completely got outplayed there. Frosted smashed us. Like I think Frosted played a good game. I played a good game. I'm not sure what I really could have done differently. Maybe this team is like just not my fit. I don't want to blame the team. Poor Workman blames his tools. That's not acceptable. I'll figure it out. I'll be back next week against my mid Pokemaster. Yeah, I gotta figure something out because I'm gutted. Frost is a very good player, so there's no shame in losing this here. But I feel like I'm playing all right. I feel like against Skyrander, maybe I didn't play great. But here I felt like I mostly played okay. Maybe I should have risked the Stone Edge at the end, or maybe I should have just CC'd the Rotom with TERRAKION before Tailwind was up. But before Tailwind was up, she could have just gone Dragapult on the CC. Would she have made that play? And then what? Dragapult would have come in, Revenge killed me. That would have given me Cloister to click Ice Shard. If she'd gone into the... if she'd gone into the Ninetales... I still would have lost. Because Ice Shard plus Poison wouldn't have been a 2-hit KO. We'd already established that. Well, it might have been. It's possible. It's possible I threw this game by not going to... Basically, the turn... I don't know who's still watching. If you're still watching, shout out to you. Basically, the turn where she went in... When it was... I think it was 3v3. I had TERRAKION, Whimsicott, and Cloister left. She had Rotom, Dragapult, and Ninetales. I think instead of going into my Whimsicott to Tailwind to apply the pressure with TERRAKION, because my Stone Edge didn't kill the Dragapult, I think what I had to do instead was I had to go into my TERRAKION on the Rotom. I had to click CC and hope that she didn't go Dragapult. Or I had to click Stone Edge and land it, which is probably what I had to do. So I had to click Stone Edge and land it, kill the Rotom, then... But what if she'd gone Dragapult and taken the Stone Edge? She'd have lived the Stone Edge, we'd already seen that. And then she would have been able to Dragapult through my team. Tailwind Cloyster wouldn't outspeed... No, I would outspeed Ninetales. So I could have Tailwinded with Whimsicott, and Cloyster could have clicked Liquidation against the low Dragapult, the low Ninetales, and the low Rotom with 3 turns of Tailwind. No, because you only get 2 turns of Tailwind. I don't know. I'm going over and over to my head. I think I could have played that endgame differently, and maybe I could have won it. Maybe I choked a little bit. Yeah. I should have known that Ninetales would have killed my Cloyster, and maybe my Cloyster set was greedy. I don't know. I don't know, guys. I'll be thinking about this one for a while. Regardless, GG to Frosted. I'm sorry that we're having a pretty poor start to the season here. 1 and 2 never feels good. I think we need to finish 4 and 3 this season, so I think I can only afford to lose 1 more game realistically to make playoffs. So I'm going to have to try and turn this around. The team is not my favourite in the world, but, you know, it's alright. It's not a bad team. We could do better. We could do better. I'm not gonna take any excuses. We could do better. I'll be back next week, hopefully doing better. Thank you so much for loafing around with me, and I'll catch you again next time.